Hello everyone. Welcome to our presentation on photosynthesis, the process by which plants produce their food. So today we will explain what photosynthesis is, where it occurs, and how it works step by step, and why it is important for plant and all living organisms. So, moving to the next part, which is the main component of photosynthesis. So, there have four components in photosynthesis, which is the first one is sun, and the second one is water, and the third one is carbon dioxide, and the fourth is chlorophyll. So, as you can see in this picture, you can see the process of photosynthesis. So, I will explain what plants do during the process photosynthesis. So, during photosynthesis, plants use four main components, which is sunlight, water, carbon dioxide, and chlorophyll. Water is absorbed from soil by the root, while carbon dioxide enters the leaf from the atmosphere. Chlorophyll, the green pigment in plant, capture the sunlight and convert it into energy and make it as chemical energy. So this energy will use to produce glucose inside the plant to produce their food. So the final oxygen is released as a byproduct. Thank you.
Photosynthesis is one of the most important biological processes on Earth, generating the energy and oxygen that sustain almost all living things. But did you know there's more than one type of photosynthesis? In the common type of photosynthesis called C3, the most important molecule is rubisco. When exposed to air from the atmosphere, instead of reacting with carbon dioxide during photosynthesis, it can react with oxygen instead, producing toxic compounds. This results in a process called photorespiration, which wastes carbon and nitrogen. Photorespiration by soybean and wheat crops in the US accounts for a total loss of 148 trillion calories. Photosynthesis is one of the most important biological processes on Earth, generating the energy and oxygen that sustain almost all living things. But did you know there's more than one type of photosynthesis? In the common type of photosynthesis called C3, the most important molecule is rubisco. When exposed to air from the atmosphere, instead of reacting with carbon dioxide during photosynthesis, it can react with oxygen instead, producing toxic compounds. This results in a process called photorespiration, which wastes carbon and nitrogen. Photorespiration by soybean and wheat crops in the US accounts for a total loss of 148 trillion calories. Photosynthesis is one of the most important.
The photosynthesis process can be explained in 5 simple steps. First, the roots absorb water from the soil. This water is transported through the stem to the leaves. Second, carbon dioxide from the atmosphere enters the leaf through tiny pores called stomata. Third, chlorophyll inside the chloroplast captures energy from the sunlight. This light energy powers the entire photosynthesis process. Fourth, the plant combines water and carbon dioxide using the absorbed sunlight energy to produce glucose. Glucose is a type of sugar that serves as food for the plant. It provides energy for growth, flowering, fruit production, and many other life processes. Finally, oxygen is produced as a byproduct and released through the stomata into the atmosphere. This oxygen is essential for humans, animals, and many other living organisms. The overall photosynthesis equation can be summarized as carbon dioxide plus water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll produce glucose and oxygen. This equation shows how plants convert the light energy into chemical energy stored in glucose. The glucose is either used immediately for energy or stored as starch for future use. Next, Gwen will explain why photosynthesis is so important.
Photosynthesis is extremely important because it allows plants to produce their own food. Without this process, plants will not be able to grow, develop, and reproduce. The glucose produced during photosynthesis supplies energy for important activities such as root growth, leaf development, flowering, and fruit production. Some of the glucose is also stored as starch and used when sunlight is not available. Another important benefit of photosynthesis is that it releases oxygen into the atmosphere. Oxygen is necessary for the survival of humans, animals, and many microorganisms because it is used during respiration. Photosynthesis also helps reduce the amounts of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. By absorbing carbon dioxide, plants help maintain the balance of gases in the air and contribute to reducing the effects of climate change. Here, we can see a green plant receiving sunlight. The roots absorb water from the soil, while carbon dioxide enters the leaf through the stomata. Inside the chloroplast, chlorophyll captures sunlight energy and use it to produce glucose. Finally, oxygen is released into the atmosphere. In conclusion, photosynthesis is one of the most important biological processes in plants. It takes place mainly in the chloroplast of leaves, where sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide are converted into glucose and oxygen. Photosynthesis not only provides food for plants, but also produces the oxygen we breathe and helps maintain a healthy environment. Without photosynthesis, life on Earth would not be possible. This is the end of our presentation. Thank you for watching.
Photosynthesis.